Cowabunga! Please don't do it.
Okay.
Just don't do it, please.
Nobody sing.
What are you talking about?
Wait,
No,
stop. Can we just have a normal intro, please? Just this one time.
I don't get it. What are you guys
Just
talking about?
Oh, I know.
Man, guys, I love my Die Hard dice.
Wow.
I'm currently holding them in my hand. I just love Die Hard
metal
dice.
dice.
Holy
Wow,
shit,
I
guys.
too love
What
my
are, wow,
Die-Hard
what are
dice.
those?
If
Guys,
they would show up, because
Don't
Canada
worry,
Post
they already
sucks.
heard
This metal
about
die
it.
I have is really cool. It's very good looking and has great weight to it. Oh, let's... Oh, wow.
Natural
Is that a
20.
nat 20?
Oh my god.
I actually got a nat 20.
What's that? If you use code JRWY, you help feed my starving kids?
What a coincidence.
Are you
I
a
used
Die Hard
code
Just Roll With It fan?
JRWY.
Well, you're gonna love Die Hard Dice.
Are you excited for Sylvan?
Get the fuck out! Get out!
Cease. Get out. You're not,
Okay.
you're not welcome here anymore.
Get out of here. Die
Are you
Hard
excited for Sylvan
Dice.
to die hard in this episode? Then you'll
You guys
love
ever
our
seen that
songs.
movie Die Hard?
Sonnen.
No.
Oh man.
No.
Dice,
Why do
dude.
you bring it up?
Well, we've
is
got
that?
dice.
Can you
Dice.
please explain the whole plot?
I will. So
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and Vin Diesel have a baby, and the baby comes
Check
out
out
to
our
be Die
sponsor,
Hard Dice. So guess what? At the beginning of the movie, it says directed by JRWI code, where it gets you 15% off at dieharddice.com. That's the movie plot. Credits roll.
Wow, I've heard great things about
Die
the
Hard.
director JRWY
Yeah.
at checkout for 15%.
He's a great
off
director,
Die Hard
dude.
Dice.
Wow.
Really, honestly, some amazing stuff produced by that man.
Those darn meddling kids have foiled my plans for the last time. As Jequa, I will make sure to get them, even though I am imprisoned. I don't really know where I'm going with this one. What did you think, Sylvan? Oh yeah, shit. Let's just roll with it.
Good intro. At least we're not screaming and singing. I've never thought it would be so simple.
No,
We did that last
stop.
episode.
Oh my god, I have a
By the
headache.
way.
You're
I'll
right. You're
find
right.
a
You're right. You're
way.
right.
No,
Right.
there's only
Join the
one thing
fucking
I'm gonna
club,
take
buddy.
out here. And that's my Die Hard dice.
Oh fuck.
Alright, so... are we ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got my tea. Got
Let
my
me get
cough
the
syrup.
character.
Look at the character dies.
Let me get the leaves the call.
Just die.
Connie, where'd you go?
He's in a better place now.
He's in a better place.
Listen,
real
soon. Wait, I have to get. I'm gonna deafen myself.
What the fuck was that?
Hey, guys. My
Was
roommate
that
has
Br'aad?
been vacuuming.
Listen, Sylvan.
My throat's a little weird, so the voice might be strange, but I'll give it a
Okay,
shot.
that's
Live fast, come hard. Alright, let's start. Where we last left off. The party so far, right now, Taxi, Velrissa, and Mountain. You guys are on your way back to the castle after saying farewell to Olgart and Oriana. You guys are currently on. You can see the castle in the distance as you're actually approaching up the hill towards it into the noble district.
I'll try to stop Vel and Mountain. And look at them both. Nervous and kind of shooken up. Should I let it go?
You mean Oriana?
I
I think it's what's best for a taxi.
I mean, she's in Olgar's hands. I'd say it's... Okay, okay. I see the joke now.
Taxi's tears. Taxi's eyes swell up with
I
tears.
realize what I said. Hold on. Let me rephrase that.
Control C, that's
Control. I didn't mean that.
She's firmly in Olgard's hands.
Olgar's fucking
She's in
god.
Olgard's embrace, don't worry. She's okay now. She's in her arms.
She's in Olgard's pants, don't worry.
Well, Taxi.
Okay, Control Z.
Olga's gonna
Back
keep
into it, back into it, back
Oriana
into it.
safe no matter where she goes. Just keep that in mind.
I know that. I mean, as in, as a forever kind of thing.
You mean
Should I let it go?
that's not really a decision we can make for you.
Hold on now. Is this something, like, bothering you?
No, it's just. I was on our way up here. I was thinking about turning back.
Taxi, why are we doing this in the first place? What happened the day that I met you?
Right. I mean, I have been here. My sole purpose for being here and wanting to stop all of this, madness was to protect Oriana, but I don't know. I just sort of got a feeling back there. I don't know.
Look, Taxi, if you love her, be with her, okay? Don't let that go. Alright? We'll keep her safe. Doing what we're doing here is going to keep her safe, but when she is safe, you can go back to her, man. All will be right.
Maybe it's best if I didn't.
What? Who's to say? Who really decides what's best, Taxi? What's best is up to perception. If you perceive that it's best you're not with her, then that's one thing. But to just say that it's best, even if it's against your own interest, is foolish, honestly. If you love her, you'll be with her.
Taxi, you just have to do what's in your heart.
At this point, a voice startled you guys from behind. You hear a very familiar voice. Yeah, she's got huge tits, though.
Hilltree, this is not the time.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Hilltree.
Pretty good time.
Aye.
Where are Sonnen and Br'aad?
Underbelly.
Why are you by yourself?
Yeah, why are they not here?
So, orc, blue orc.
What?
Yeah,
The blue orc.
They found him. Yeah.
They found him.
And they followed him.
They what?
Yeah.
You mean Sonnen and Br'aad followed the Blue Orc on their own?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Did they send you here
No,
for
I
us
just
to go
came
help?
home.
Should
I was bored.
What?
we?
Are they in trouble?
What the fuck?
Hilltree, could you take us there?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, don't we have to
This
meet up
is
with the
more
guard?
important. What if they're in danger?
Well, they're definitely in danger, but we're all gonna be in danger if we don't meet up with this guard who's gonna send the whole castle after us.
Wait, but Mountain.
I know. It's okay, fine. We'll go.
I'm kind of
Fuck
hungry.
Hilltree.
No, Hilltree, just find something on the way. Somebody give him some rations. All right. What happened?
So
Exactly.
Br'aad turned into
Oh no.
what's his name?
What?
Fancy boy.
Jaquan?
Yeah, that one.
He turned into
no.
Jaquan.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And,
Oh no.
he blow
And
it.
did what?
Him and the
Exactly.
blue orc. They left.
Oh no. Oh no.
They
Oh no.
went to go speak to Brendan.
Taxi starts pacing.
This is
Oh
awful.
my God.
Oh no.
And me
What
and
Oh no.
me and Sonnen.
This is bad.
We
This is bad.
we followed. But they heard me. And Br'aad kicked me.
No. No.
What?
Hearing it all back really gives me a lot of insight. Oh no.
Yeah, no, this is.
Okay, that definitely sounds like Br'aad.
Yeah,
But where were they headed?
Yeah, it kind of hurt. I don't know.
Hiltree, maybe you
Kinda
should just
hurt.
take us there. Should we just go
Hurt
there?
my feelings.
Well, we gotta know at least what we're getting into first.
What if
It
we
was
don't? What
me.
if they're
Where were
already
they
dead,
headed?
Mountain?
Well, then we're gonna be dead too if we go in without any kind of plan.
You're right.
No,
But
Hiltree, you
this
gotta
is-
take
this
us there.
This is very
All
dangerous.
right, let's go.
Okay, fine. Talk on the way. Let's go.
Still hungry though. And he kind of turns around, just and he starts hobbling back the way he came.
Do I have some kind of
I'll
rations?
give him a
on me?
ration.
Like,
Either
okay,
one.
okay,
I have
cool.
some for sure.
All right, he just takes some of the dried meat and just starts biting into it as he hobbles down the road.
Taxi is visibly freaking out.
All right, now Hiltree, where were they headed exactly?
I don't know. In the sewers. Whoever Brendan, what's his cock?
Wait,
What was that?
wherever Brendan lost his.
No.
Cock?
No, what's his cock? I don't know what his name is.
Are you talking about Brendan? Is Brendan the guy?
Yeah, that one. That's the one, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
Take us to him now, fast.
All right. He just keeps hobbling down the road. Do you guys follow, I presume, safely?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Preferably
Velrissa is
fast.
looking at Taxi, shaking.
No, I'm not
So
shaking.
you
I just
got-
look
so-
visibly worried, like very
So as you guys are fast as in you guys are like actually like sprinting. You're running.
running.
Yes, running.
Okay, so you guys are running through, passing by. You know, you're pushing in the crowd. You're knocking people aside, just running as quick as you can through the streets.
Yes.
Little regard to your surroundings as you're just straight booking it.
Velrissa
In
is
the
trying to
direction following
apologize
the
to everyone that knocked over as she's running.
And I'm just slamming people.
I'll
Mountain slams him. Velrissa says sorry.
I just assume I'm like jumping over people. I have no idea what the fuck I would do.
You're running across people.
Running across everyone that Mountain knocks over. I'm just-
Naruto running, his arms behind their back, just getting off their
Yeah.
fucking shoulder blades.
Yeah, like
I'm literally just picking some people up at this point and throwing them.
We're making quite the scene to get here.
disaster in the streets.
Chaos in the streets.
Yes.
Mountain in the sheets.
We'll walk in there and cast Eldritch Blast.
I wink.
I lost
Stop.
my goddamn.
So,
I lost my goddamn cat.
so you guys begin booking it
My
down the
idiot
street.
half-elf friend.
See here.
I would be so happy if you actually did that somehow. I just want you to know.
I would-
As
love
you
to,
guys
yeah.
are running, Taxi, make a dexterity saving throw.
First roll with my diehard dice.
Wow.
Sponsorship,
Wow.
Die Hard Dice.
Let's
Check
see
them
what
out.
Oh my
kind
god.
of rolls you get with Die Hard
10.
dice.
A 10 in total.
Yeah.
Damn, that's bad.
As you're running, you're kind of like you're dipping through the crowd, trying to avoid the majority of the crowd. So you're currently on the very side of the road running, and as you are, a figure comes out of one of the alleyways carrying a very large crate in his arms. And as you do, you bash right into him. The crate goes flying against the ground and breaks. As it does, the wood itself splinters across the floor. Several weapons come flying out of the innards of the crate. As you turn
stop.
to look over at the person, this very large, burly man, actually missing one of his eyes, this large scar going down where his eye used to be, just this sort of like this pinkish flesh remains where it once was. Balding, this large leather vest that is like covering his actual chest, and then just trousers, looking down at you.
That's a great description. Can I keep running?
Let's see.
Sorry, sir.
Sure, he'll make an attack roll though as you run off to see if he hits you.
Please, no.
That is a 19.
No. I mean, yeah, it hits, but no, please.
Go ahead. Instead of that, go ahead and make either a strength or dexterity save against it.
Second roll, my diehard dice.
We're not gonna mention it if it's a bad roll.
23.
23.
Wow, that roll was done.
As you
Those must
go
have
to,
been your diehard dice.
They were.
As you go to run, he goes to pick you up and grapple you, but as he does, you kind of just grab him by you kind of just put both your hands on his very large forearm and kind of just vault over it and continue running.
I'll throw up a wave. Sorry.
Then I keep running.
Everybody else, you guys all as well, just keep running.
Well, I kind of stumbled at first and looked back and then kept running.
Okay. As you guys look back, he's following very slowly.
Oh god, he's important.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's important, but he's angry. And he is trailing, but he's not as fast as you guys are.
All right, then we just keep on. Doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know. Can I do this while movement? Can I snap my fingers and cast Entangle on him?
The gang goes to jail again. Part 2.
No.
Roll initiative. If you're gonna do that, you have to roll initiative.
Very high. 24.
24.
Wow,
Yeah,
that must have been your dice.
That was my
Go
diehard
ahead.
dice!
Anyway, enough
So
about
as you're running, you turn around, you snap your finger and push and sort of like motion your finger upwards as you do it, and as it does, vines erupt from underneath the cobblestone of the street and go to entangle him by his legs. That's a dexterity save, right? Or strength? Strength. That is a 24.
Yeah, no, he saves. Let's not fuck with this guy. He's very strong.
As you do, as they come up, they go around his legs, but he just keeps like sort of stomping forward, and as he does, the vines just rip off of his calves as he continues sort of marching
I'm
forward in your
scared.
direction.
This isn't good.
Taxi, just keep moving.
Alright.
Alright, so you guys continue running.
I would run a lot faster, but I don't know where to go.
You curve through the streets following Hiltree. Hiltree dips into one of the nearby alleyways. And as you follow suit, you see there is a small entryway to the sewer. It's just a rope ladder that hangs down a sort of a carved opening in the side of the street.
Can this guy still see us at this point?
Like a perception check.
Okay. That is a solid 10.
10. As you turn around to look around, looking back in the crowd of people behind you, you kind of peer around the heads looking for the familiar sight, but you don't recognize anybody. You don't see him. So what does the party do?
Oh,
Go down.
Yeah, I guess go in.
Yeah.
All right, so you head down the grate, down a rope ladder.
I'm just following Hiltree.
Yeah.
Okay. And we will cut. And Br'aad.
Oh,
Br'aad.
I was enjoying that. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Now I'm stressed again.
Don't worry, guys.
As you are carrying Sonnen in your arms, you are running down this runway of the sewer. You look down at your brother, you can see the blood still trickling out of his actual sternum. You can see some of the bone splinters even sticking out of his chest. The blood is now soaking through onto your clothes as you cradle him close. That's when time itself begins to feel like it's slowing, that same familiar feeling you've had many times before. You hear the distant sound of a clock ticking. And as it starts to slowly slow down, the clock chimes. Once, twice, and then thrice. And as the third chime hits, the runway itself stretches, almost seemingly like reality warping in front of you. It stretches down seemingly endless in front of you. Some of the brick walls around you begin to burst out and break. The actual brick of them hitting the air and then just sort of being suspended, slowly falling down, but not really moving with time. As you continue to run, you start to feel heavier as you're carrying Sonnen. As you look around, the brick walls that they're breaking, you can see the exterior outside through the holes. You see just space. You see stars. And occasionally you see the face of a clock sort of just pass by.
Oh my god, is an entrance really the most important thing right now?
You've now entered the Twilight Zone.
As this happens, some of the remaining bricks on the walls begin to almost shift their position where they're all just a horizontal line carved through the tunnel. They start changing up, some vertical, some going diagonal, just moving around rapidly. And then the voice echoes into your mind. You've rang?
Yeah, listen, I need your help. I know this isn't how this usually goes, but I really need your help.
I can see that. Your brother is dying.
Glad we're on the same page? Yeah, can you get him out of here? Can you get him back to the castle or to anyone? To Vel would be a good call. Maybe
There's
this could just
panic
be a
in
freebie.
your voice. You sound alarmed.
Well, yeah.
Reach deep inside you. Feel that fear.
Okay, it sucks.
Yell to me. What do you want?
Get him out of here. Save him. That's all. That's all that matters.
As you look around confusingly, shouting these words to essentially just nobody. There's no figures around. You're just yelling it back and forth, looking at this sort of bizarre, reality warped landscape around you. It begins to feel more and more strange. You start to, as you look closer at the walls or the floor, you start to feel very, very wobbly. Almost like your perception, you can't even focus on anything. Everything feels blurry.
What perception?
The voice echoes into your mind once more. Tell me, my son, how much does your own flesh and blood really mean to you?
We don't... How's time looking right now? Is it standing still? How much do we have?
Time has stopped. As you look down at Sonnen, even though you're still able to carry him freely, the blood, you can actually see some of the blood as it was dripping down the side of his cloak.
Yep.
It's just sort of suspended. It's like a single drip hanging, but it's not moving.
Okay. I think Br'aad finds a little comfort in that, but it still feels like just delaying the inevitable down here. What do you want? Do you want a game? Name your price.
As you say that, in front of you, as you look forward, the runway itself shifts, and suddenly all of the length snaps immediately in front of you, and there's just the rope ladder now in front of you, the way out. The voice echoes one more time. Time is not a struggle for me, Br'aad. And someday, you will wield this power as well. But for now, struggle through the pain. And then time relapses. And you are just standing there in front of the rope ladder.
Oh, okay, so that's still there. Okay, cool.
I thought it was gonna like teleport.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna just like that was all a hallucination.
No, as you come back to reality and you look around and your surroundings are back to being normal and perceivable, you're standing now at the entrance where you once were. You look behind you and there's just a trail of dripping blood where you ran.
Is the ladder mahogany this time?
It is not. But as time comes back, you hear a cough, and as you look down, you see Sonnen coughing up blood across his own chest.
You hanging in there?
No response.
Maybe conscious.
No response.
Oh. Okay, don't worry. Struggling through the pain. Thanks, my guy. I sort of shout out into the void. How would I get him up the ladder? Can I just
You,
try
with your weight on a rope ladder, with your strength, I would say you could hold him over one arm and use the other arm to pull you up. It would take more time than usual to climb a ladder, but you could physically do it.
That's fine. That's what I'm gonna try then.
Okay. Because you have a strength of
11.
11, yeah. So you can carry your own body weight and then some, like a little bit.
Yep.
So you'd be able to do that very slowly, and it would
Okay.
be quite a struggle, but it's physically possible.
Okay, then that's what I'm doing.
All right. So you begin doing that up the ladder. Sonnen, your last memory. As you were running out of the sewers, you carrying Br'aad in your arms. This orcish monstrosity somewhere behind you. You can hear the stomping of his feet and the distant crackling of fire. Next thing you know, Br'aad leaps out of your hands, and he begins to sprint further in front of you down the way. And as he does, the stomping behind you grows closer and closer. You hear the crackling of fire directly behind you, and as you go to turn around, you feel steel hit the side of your torso. You feel the sharpness, you feel your blood start to trickle out. The pain's very sharp and very hot. You grab your side and you feel your legs buckle as you collapse to the ground. The last thing you see, as you struggle to open your eyes back up, wincing from the pain, is you see this Oryx standing over you. The fire still erupting across his chest and now his shoulders, some of the flesh even searing across. But as you look into his eyes and see his face, he's fully stoic. He shows no emotion or remorse as you feel one more blade drive directly into your chest as he's looking down at you. And then everything goes black. The last sensation you feel is warm blood trickling out of your mouth as everything goes cold. Next thing you know, you snap awake. Your eyes flutter. You look around your surroundings and everything's dark. You feel yourself falling, but very slowly. Looking into the distance, all you can see is these very, very far away, these large, extravagant ribbons of a purplish hue that sort of just seem to play and dance with each other, like lights very far away. You look around. That's all you see in the distance. You look at your body, and you can hardly make out your own details of your clothes. Next thing you know, a bright flash hits you directly in your eyes, and a wave of memories immediately encumbers you. The first thing you remember is your mother's grave. Some days you would sit here and sob when times got rough at the orphanage. You remember cursing your father one too many times here, shouting at the heavens wishing he'd come back, but he never did. As another wave of these memories, this string of them sort of flash through your eyes and you blink rapidly, seeing them left and right. It stops on one more. You find yourself outside the orphanage, standing there with your brother. You had just successfully pulled off your first heist. You stole some freshly baked bread from a local vendor as you guys were starving. The orphanage never fed you well. Maybe 3 times a week, very cold, dry meals. And one day you had enough, and you pulled it off. Somehow, seemingly 2 kids made their way off with a hot meal. You remember sitting down on the windowsill in front of the orphanage there with your brother. You see his eyes light up as he bites into that warm food for the first time. You see how happy it makes him. That makes you feel happy as well. You recall after that all the heists that you guys did together, the quick nabs, the pickpockets, the stealing you did together, the thrill you got of this connection in between each other. You started to grow closer and closer as brothers. No matter what happened, no matter what troubles came over you, you guys were still together for all of it. The flash of memories hits one more time, and you remember Catherine, the love of your life. You remember that one night when she quit coming over. You weren't sure what happened. You talked to friends, you talked to family, anybody who knew any connections with her, and she was nowhere to be found. You yourself searched for nights on end to no avail, digging through any knowledge you had, beating up whoever it took, breaking whatever it took, stealing whatever it took to find information, but you never could. You spent countless nights after that just sitting inside that factory, drinking alone, shouting your curses out the broken window, but it never brought her home. You felt sad. Your memory flashes one more time, and you remember the first time you saw that tattoo on Br'aad's face. You remember the first time you saw Br'aad's tattoo. The powers coursing through his veins, he couldn't control them. They went wild. The two of you had a fight. After a few nights of very awkward encounters after that, you felt disconnected from your brother, like he was a different person. You watched him change, his mentality itself seeming to warp. And then the next day he left. He stowed away on a ship and never returned. He was gone. Just like Mom, just like Dad, just like Catherine. You remember The loneliness you felt after he was gone, the one person that stuck with you for all those years, had left as well. You struggled the next couple of days, thinking about what to do, thinking about where to be, who you were, and where to go from there. And then you remember finding Hilltree. You remember that swarm of rats eating away as he laid there helpless. You fended them off, and you helped him up. He was horrid. He looked terrible and he smelled like shit. But he was company, and boy did you welcome it. You spent a while with Hilltree after that. He became your replacement Br'aad. You guys did heists together. You guys talked together. He was the only person who kept you company for the next year. And then Br'aad came home. And along with him, he brought a very interesting group of misfits. They were crude. They didn't work well together. And none of them even seemed to know what they were doing there. But you soon came to trust them. You almost thought of them as family. And once again, you felt happy. All these memories fade as you feel yourself cough. You hear Br'aad's voice echo through, asking if you're okay. But you can't reach out, you can't speak back. And as the memories fade, the darkness returns to your vision. And as your emotions fade as well, you feel cold. And after that coldness, you feel nothing. Taxi, Velrissa Mountain. As you climb down the rope ladder into the sewers, you're immediately hit by the smell of iron, blood dripping. As you look around, you don't see Br'aad or Sonnen anywhere, but you see a very long trail of blood that even leads up the ladder you just climbed down, the blood still soaked into the hemp.
Guys, I know that smell all too well.
What?
We might be too late.
Should we follow the trail of blood?
I mean, it looks like our best bet.
We have to find out.
I'd like to try to see if it was coming this way or like which direction. Maybe.
Wisdom check.
20.
You can tell by the way the blood pools that the ones closest to you going up the ladder are the most recent. Some of the stains still very wet.
Can I, check to see if I know who it's from? Or,
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
It's humanoid blood, you know that, for sure.
Alright.
I don't know, how, but I think it went up the ladder. We might need to go back. Just from what I can see.
Go back where? Brendan's down there.
No, just trust me, and then I'll climb back up the ladder.
But aren't Br'aad and Sonnen down here?
Just...
I can't miss this opportunity.
You guys go, then I'm going to check up here. I have to make sure.
Can I insight check taxi?
Go for it.
That's a 15.
Taxi is worried, afraid, and very hard-headed right now.
Taxi. Shall I trust you this one time and follow you? Because you seem like you're genuinely worried right now.
You guys can do whatever you want. I'm going to check up here. Again.
Mountain, I'm gonna have to follow Taxi here.
Do what you have to. I'm not missing this opportunity. If I have to do it alone, I will. And I just walk off, following the path of blood.
Just be careful,
Okay.
Mountain. Don't get yourself hurt.
I don't say anything, I just keep walking.
Alright. And then Taxi and Velrissa, you head up the ladder. Br'aad. As you get to the top and you climb over the grate, hoisting Sonnen's body very, very carefully out of it, watching the wound and watching where you place him, you pull yourself back up and you put him back into your arms. You look around and you're in the very same familiar back alley.
Okay, what back alley? The one where
the entrance is. You're back where you started.
Okay, and I'm above ground?
You are above ground.
Okay. Where would the nearest...
You look to your left and you look to your right. To your right is the closest way out of the alley. A very busy street. You're right next to the market street. Lots of crowds of people moving back and forth. Then on your left is where the alley stretches farther down to the next street. It seems a little less occupied down that way.
Alright, I've lived here for a while. Can I make a check to see where the closest place is that I could get him help?
Sure. Make a history check.
Okay. History plus 1. 13. 12 plus 1.
13. You don't remember too well, but you do remember a lot of the time down Market Street there were a lot of people claiming to be doctors who were basically just calling out, just shouting, come buy my tonics here or there, these will help this, these will help that.
Ah, fuck.
I'm poking my head back out. Do I see anything?
This isn't happening at the same time.
Shit, dude, we spent my whole fucking life conning people, and now I gotta ask for help from them. I don't feel like this is gonna go well, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm going to the busy street.
Alright, you rush out holding Sonnen in your arms into the street. What do?
Help! Help literally anyone. Fucking health potions, magic, I don't give a shit. Someone please.
As you do this, a lot of the crowds near you, immediately their heads turn. The majority of the commoners they show little emotion and they continue to pass. But nearby, one person does rush up. One of the people from the local stall, is a doctor. Moves over. His arm goes behind Sonnen's head. And he looks at you and goes, what happened?
We got in a bad scuff with people. Listen, I can tell you about it if just please help.
Persuasion check.
Okay. Thanks, Die Hard. 13 plus 7, 20.
20. He looks into your eyes and he feels the sadness purely emanating off you. He realizes the connection between you and this dying person. So he picks him up and he moves him over and he leans him against the stall. Sonnen.
Hello.
Your eyes flutter awake again. The coldness, not in reality just yet. Your eyes flutter awake and you're back in this darkness again. You still feel cold and you still feel so empty. You don't feel like yourself as you look around. It's empty. There are no more memories, no flashes of light. Just darkness. Do you say or do anything?
Fuck, I don't even know what to say in this situation. Sonnen just stares, I guess. He tries to, I don't know. He hopes Br'aad's okay, I guess. That's about all he can do, I don't think.
You close your eyes for a moment. You're not sure if you're alive or dead, but you just hope your brother made it out safe. As you open your eyes once more, you look down at your hand where the pinky redrew, and you see this purple light emanating down the palm, down the forearm, almost touching your shoulder as your whole arm is just emanating this dark purple energy. And you hear that voice, that familiar voice, come into your mind.
You're dead.
Yeah, what of it? I don't want to talk about it right now.
You're weak. Look at your state. You're nothing. But I can make you something.
At this point, a figure sort of just comes in. It just almost just appears into reality. Just this dust creates a character in front of you. The dark gray skin, the long, slender limbs that come out to these larger appendages, the hands and feet much larger than the arms or legs. The face is hard to make out as you try to stare into it. It just seems very blurry, like the features are constantly and rapidly shifting. but the head is cocked and looking directly at you.
What are you offering me?
We can be strong together. Right now you're nothing, and soon you'll fade. But we can make you stronger. Let me in.
And the face gets really close to yours. The arms grab against your shoulders and you feel yourself get tighter. Even though you lack emotions, you still feel something as it touches you.
That's all well and good, but I've never really been one to do much with the supernatural.
You don't have much of a choice there, child. Look at you. Your brother.
And you see a distant vision come into view behind him. You see Br'aad holding you against this stall. You see some mysterious man, he's trying to pull the blade out of you. He's pulling out bandages, but your pulse is missing. You see the tears start to fill Br'aad's eyes as he's fearful that he's about to lose his brother. And then that vision behind him fades, and the face moves back directly into your vision, very close, almost touching.
And you want him to cry more? I can bring you back. We can go back.
Fuck. Oh. What do you want from me?
I simply want you to let me in. Even in my current state, I'm still powerful. I can give you that power. And in return, you feed me.
Feed you?
His hand comes up and starts to actually caress the side of your cheek. The long black claws feel very cold, even against your currently cold skin. It feels almost freezing.
We can become one, me and you. We'll become strong. Stronger than your brother. Stronger than that cat. Stronger than that devil. And even stronger than the dwarf. Do you want to be the weakest link? Or do you want power?
I don't think this is the power that I want, though. You want me to feed you? What do you mean by feed you?
It's simple. Every time you kill, their life force drains into me. And then, in return, we become more powerful.
This is a lot to process.
You don't have a lot of time. Make your choice now. Live, see your brother again, or fade away and be lost with time. You're fading, Sonnen. Make the choice. Be forgotten, or be strong.
Listen. I've already had you take me over once, and it's definitely not something I ever care to happen again. What
There will be no
kind of
more
life
taking
is?
over. I had to. You wouldn't let me in. But now if you do, we'll be one. There will be no takeover. We'll be the one and the same. One entity. Powerful. And hungry.
But what kind of life would that be? What kind of life would I lead if I lived it for you?
What kind of life would it be? It would be a life. Something you don't have.
Fair point.
Look at your friends.
And behind him, you see these very ethereal, see-through figures of the party. You see Taxi, Velrissa, Mountain, and even your brother, standing there looking down at you. All of them stoic, emotionless. Like they feel nothing about the fact you're gone.
Look at them. Look at how strong they are. What are you compared to them? You've always been the weak one, Sonnen. But now you can be strong. You can be powerful. You can show them who Sonnen really is. The power within you. Make your choice. Make your choice. Make your
Your vision starts to go double as you start to get very dizzy. Even this reality around you starts to slowly fade and things start to get darker and darker. You feel heavier.
I think I'd rather die than work with you.
That's your choice. And the wrong one that you've made. Goodbye, dog. May you be forgotten, just like your mother.
Fuck, man, that hurts.
And your vision fades, and everything goes cold. Br'aad, as you and this doctor are currently working on your brother, he's wrapping the wounds. He's trying his best. His fingers go up and they feel the neck. And his emotions go away. His eyes look over at you very solemnly. I'm sorry, lad, but he's gone.
What do you mean? He's right here.
No, he's gone. There's no life. This is a corpse now. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. I'm not magic.
Well, I am. Medicine check.
Roll a d20 and add your medicine modifier.
Don't do this, man.
2 minus 3 negative 1.
No.
You have no way of doing anything. Your magic is destructive. It's not creative. Velrissa and Taxi, as you make your way back up to the top, what do you do?
I like to follow the trail if there is one. Is there still a blood trail?
Investigation check.
14.
14. You follow the trail of blood. It still seems pretty fresh. And as you move back through the crowd, you look around. You see a crowd of people that are standing still. Not moving. All of them looking at something. The trail of blood goes in between them.
I'll start running and push through the crowd.
Alright, Velrissa.
Yeah, I do the same.
As you guys push through the crowd, you see against this medicine stall, you see, first of all, the owner of it standing back, his arms just sort of down, held together, kind of his head down close, sort of very solemnly, whispering something. And as you look over, you see Br'aad. You see the arcane power just emanating through his wrist and into his hands as he's just shoving them into Sonnen, tears falling down his face. And as your eyes dart to Sonnen, you see no life in his eyes. Pale.
Br'aad?
I run over to Sonnen, his dying body, or the dead body, and
The dead body.
Vel, help me.
Is Sonnen? I start feeling, trying to. Can I see if there's any life whatsoever in him with a medicine check?
Make a medicine check.
Ooh, 18.
There's no pulse. There's no life. He has passed.
I'll walk over, drop to my
Br'aad.
knees.
Sonnen's. I think he's dead.
Work with me here,
There's nothing I can do.
please.
I'd love to, but he's dead. Br'aad, I'm so sorry, Br'aad.
I'm not listening.
There's a crowd of people around us.
Yes.
Taxi will yell. Everybody clear out! Go!
Roll an intimidation check.
I'm going to cast Thunderwave behind me. If nobody leaves. After I roll my intimidation. Which is a 14.
14. Some of them do leave, but there are very few people that still stick around. Like smaller amounts of people that are just kind of standing at a bit more of a distance, but they're still watching.
I will look at them. Last chance. Leave.
One of them kind of, from as he's very far away, just leans against one of the stalls and crosses his arms and continues to look at Sonnen. Everybody else as well. There's only 5 of them left. They'd stick around and just kind of watch. They seem to be more intrigued by something different happening for once. Drama.
I will clap my hands in their direction and cast Thunderwave.
Okay. You can't hit all 5 of them, but you could hit 3 of them.
Go for it.
Because they are dispersed away a bit. They're not all standing together. They're like, it was a large crowd and all of it dispersed, and then so there's a few like individuals hanging around, but you could hit 3 of them at most.
They have to con save.
Make a con save, yeah. Highest one was a 15.
That one saves.
The other 2 were a 7 and a 1.
They fail. They only take 4 points of damage, but they're blown back 15 feet. I think.
15 feet?
No, 10 feet away.
Yeah, and then 10 feet away, and see here. And another one just takes 2. So, as you push this Thunderwave out in front of you, the one that saves, he races, his arms crossed in front of him, and he stands his ground. The other 2, as it hits them, they fly 10 feet. One of them lands into one of the stalls, and one of the actual gardening tools that are being sold by it impales into his gut. The stall itself breaks from the force of the wind as well. Objects go flying everywhere. The second guy, 10 feet back, and he slams hard into a passing wagon. And he first hits onto his knees, and then falls onto his face, lying motionless as well. They are both dead.
I'll fall to my knees. Over Sonnen again. And put my hand on Br'aad's shoulder.
Smack. I don't say as I smack him.
You just actually smack him?
Yeah, no, I just actually fucking smack
Okay,
his
roll an
hand
attack
off.
roll.
Okay.
But also a lot of the objects in the area that you just blew that cube into went flying everywhere. The street is now a mess.
Not great,
People are also rushing over to the dead bodies. Yeah, as you go to slap, Taxi just out of reaction, his arm just comes up and blocks the smack.
Taxi's very angry.
I don't give a shit. I haven't stopped trying to help out Sonnen.
I try to get the attention of both Br'aad and Taxi, and I try telling them, guys, Sonnen's dead. Nothing we can do
You're
anymore.
dead!
I'm not dead. Nothing.
Fuck you!
Br'aad, I'm very sorry. I could try everything.
No,
to
you
try
have
to
all this. You have all this Healy shit, and you can't do a thing. It's just a.
I can't bring back someone who's dead.
It's just a scratch, or 2 or 3.
Can I examine it to see what exactly is wrong with him?
He bled out. He lost too much blood. It's easy to tell at this point.
Okay.
A scimitar was shoved directly into his sternum, cracking his ribcage and puncturing a lung. He lost a lot of blood, a lot of vitality, and there was no. He wasn't bandaged in time. He lost too much blood. No healing. He died.
Br'aad,
Simply from that.
open your eyes. Look at him. He's gone.
I'm sorry, Sonnen. We should have been there.
Taxi, make a perception check.
$16.
16. You notice something. The left arm of Sonnen begins to glow a dull purple.
About his arm is glowing.
What do you... Oh. What?
It's working. It's working.
Is this the arm that regrew? Oh man.
I think I'm doing it.
What should we do about this?
Look, Vel, it's working. We can still heal him. Vel fucking Rissa.
Br'aad, I don't know what this means. Can I
Just
try to make another medicine check and see if I can make something out of this?
For the light, make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I was just about to ask if I can make an Arcana check.
That is a 17.
17. It's a magical energy just emanating exclusively off of his left arm and nowhere else in his body. It feels very evil.
This energy coming off of his arm, something's really off about it. It feels almost evil.
Br'aad. Should we take him somewhere out of the open?
There's no fucking we, Taxi.
I'm sorry we went there.
There's not right now. Can someone at least try?
Can I start doing things trying to help him? And like fuck. Well, I can't cast Spare the Dying because it has to be a living creature with 0 hit points.
What are you trying to say?
Can I attempt to cast that? See if it does anything?
No effect as you cast it.
I look at Br'aad after he notices me cast spells at Sonnen trying to fix him.
Yeah.
Br'aad. Nothing I'm doing is going to work.
Br'aad just puts his head on Sonnen's chest.
Okay. As you do that, as you lay your head onto his chest, you feel no heartbeat. He feels cold. Next thing you know, you feel a hand come over and grab the side of your head. And as you look over, Sonnen's arm has now grappled onto the side of your head.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Okay.
Just let me die in peace, goddammit.
Sonnen? You had me going.
The hand grapples your head very tightly. Make a strength or dexterity throw as it squeezes against your skull.
I'm gonna say dex, but it's still not great. 6 plus 3, so 9.
9. You are now grappled. You guys look as Br'aad, crying, goes lay his head on his dead brother's chest. The arm just, out of reaction, reaches up and almost puts him in a headlock around the top of from his forehead to the back of his head, and kind of grapples him there and pushes him against the chest, not letting him move as he starts to squirm.
Can I attempt to try to like pull him off? Or like pull the hand off?
Strength check.
18 plus 1, 19.
19. You pull the arm out just enough to where Br'aad can get his head out.
I kind of pull Br'aad along with him so he just doesn't sit there.
I'm still trying to get back to Sonnen.
Can I hold Br'aad away?
That'd be a strength check versus a strength or dex save from Br'aad.
Oh, that's a 9. Plus
I got a
1,
natural
10.
1.
Okay.
Yeah, you hold on to Br'aad as he's just kicking and screaming, trying to get out of your arms. Tears still filled in his eyes.
Br'aad, that arm, it was trying to strangle you.
I'm feeling a lot of fucking things right now. I don't. What is the arm doing?
At this point now, it's just it's still against the chest, like in sort of in like the same grappling position, but it's just sort of like lying there, not like lying, but it's like stiff in the same position.
Can I also make an Arcana check?
Go for it.
Okay.
I think
I just feel like. Yeah. So. 13 plus 1, so 14.
14. You feel the magic emanating off of it. It feels chaotic. It feels evil. It feels malicious. it feels like it has nothing but bad intent.
I think, Taxi's gonna run away.
In what direction?
Towards, the docks.
Okay. You sprint away. Mountain. So you got a 20, not natural.
Yeah.
As you follow the blood trail, you're moving down the sewers. Mission straight, ready to do what you need to do. As you follow the trail of blood, all of a sudden you see in the distance figures moving. As you look, you see the body of the blue orc. You see it being helped up by these two much shorter than the orc cloaked figures. As they pull him up, you see the chest, the cavity. This is large, gaping hole where his organs used to be. Blood still dripping out. The smell of iron even reaching down here. The smell is absolutely rancid. As just seared, burned, and decaying flesh still lies across that part of the sewer. As the two figures help him up, you hear one of them talking very distantly, and it's hard to hear. I'd say make a perception check.
Okay. That is a natural 3, so it's not going to be anything.
You don't hear. You just hear them moment to each other, just nice. And then they turn around and they start carrying the body further down the corridor.
Okay, can I go try and follow them?
Stealthily, or are you just following them?
Just following them. They see me, I kill them.
Okay, you start following. As you step forward, your footsteps echo down the long hallway, and they immediately stop. They drop the body, and they both turn around and stare at you.
I just keep walking. Like stamping my feet with each step.
One of them pulls out this jagged, the blade of it rigid, almost zigzagging back and forth, a dagger in his hand, and then he brandishes it. He sort of spins it around his fingers.
I keep my pace, and I just pull out my pike.
What are you doing here?
I don't say anything, I just keep walking.
Don't let him get to him. Keep him away from Sock. We have to rebuild him.
And they both rush towards you. Roll initiative.
Alrighty. Ooh, that's an 8. Probably because I'm not using my diehard dice.
Hey there, you wonderful people. Welcome to Break Time. So I want to start off by saying that this episode's actually sponsored by Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice make absolutely astounding dice, and I personally own multiple sets of theirs. These dice are actually really, really good quality, and they even throw in free dice if you leave a comment on your order. On top of that, Die Hard Dice actually have an offer for you. If you head on over to dieharddice.com, which will be linked in the description below, and use the coupon code JRWI, you will be given 15% off any purchase. Not only that, but this is a reusable code as well. So you can give it to your friends, anybody you know is looking for dice trays, dice bags, lots of goodies. So yeah, that's code JRWI, and you get 15% off your entire order. And as I said, this is reusable. You can use it multiple times. It's not a one-time thing. So that's pretty cool. But wait, there's more. We're actually doing a giveaway. If you head on over to our twitter.com/JRWI show, also linked in the description, you have a chance to win a $40 Die Hard Dice gift card. This means you could get a whole set of metal dice absolutely free, or you could even just browse the rest of their store and take your pick from their collection. Thank you so much, Die Hard Dice, for sponsoring this episode, and I hope you guys check them out if you're in the market for some awesome dice. Now, moving on from one sellout, here's another. The absolutely amazing artwork that we got from Madeline Illustrations is now available as a poster in other prints. If you head on over to redbubble.com and just search for Just Roll With It, you will see the Arc 1 poster there for purchase. Now, we are very proud to finally have this poster available to all of you, and if it does well, we'll be looking into selling merch in the near future. So, consider picking one up if you got like a naked, lonely wall somewhere, looking for a good time, looking for a sweet, sweet, sexy poster to give it some company. We got you covered. Furthermore, if you're a Reddit user, then you'll be happy to know that JRWI actually has a subreddit. If you go to r/JRWI show now, there's actually a discussion thread there for this episode. So after you finish watching here, you can pop in and share your opinion on the episode with like-minded people. Other than that, I just want to thank all of you for your continued support. Whether you be a patron or just a normal viewer here, thank you so much for making us a part of your weekly routine, and I hope you stick around to see where this adventure goes. Don't forget to follow and rate us on your preferred platforms, as it, helps us out immensely. If you want to tweet about the show, use hashtag JRWI or just tweet at us at JRWI show. You can also check out the Patreon if you would like to support us. Email us at jrwishow@gmail.com for any item suggestions, questions, comments, or concerns. And, check out our Discord if you haven't already. It's a lovely community, it really is. Everybody there, super humble, super nice to each other, kind of weird at times. Y'all can be a little on the batshit insane, but still love you. Now, once again, if you do make any purchase on Die Hard Dice, make sure you use that code JRWI so you can get that 15% off of the actual order. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the episode. Peace out. Alright, so you pull out your pike, and as you do, the cultist with the dagger jumps forward. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
You take 6 points of piercing damage as the dagger dives itself directly just straight through your armor.
Okay.
He pulls a dagger out, the blood dripping off of it, and he goes,
You won't interfere with our plans.
And then once again goes for another slash with the dagger. That one's probably a miss. It's a 10.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit.
Second one, it just dinks off the armor, and you get some of the blood that off the dagger actually just soaks against the plate and just kind of starts dripping off. Up next will be you.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead right now and use my second wind to roll a 1d10 plus 4 for my HP. That's a 5, so 9. So I'm gonna attack the one who just attacked me, and I'm just gonna slash at him.
Go ahead and attack with your pike.
Alright, that's 6 to hit.
6 misses. As you go to swing with the pike, he just takes his blade in his hand, pulls it up, and actually just rakes it across the pike as it comes forward and uses his force to push it away from him. Some sparks actually light up this dark sewer as it just skids across metal. Alright, so up next will be the second one. He stands back and he raises one of his hands and starts sort of moving it around in this very bizarre, definitely magical sort of stance. You're being a fighting dwarf, you have no idea what the hell he's doing. Until next thing you know, a spectral blade flies at you from the side. And it's going to swing at you. And that is 9 to hit. So
nope.
This purplish blade just flies across and it just skids across your armor, leaving this scrape right across the plate. And then where it stops, it just floats there, and the blade immediately turns over to aim at you. Up next is going to be the cultist closest to you again. Dagger in hand, he's going to once again go for strike. That is a 23 to hit.
Okay.
That's only 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As once again, stabs, finds a chink in your armor and gets it out, pulls it out once again, and just eyes locked with yours.
And you're making a mistake here. You're in the wrong place.
And then once again, another dagger swinging through. That is a 16 to hit.
My armor class is 16. Does that hit?
It just hits.
Okay.
And that is another 3 points of piercing. And then up next will be you.
Alright, and then I'll just take my pike and just go to ram it in him. Is an 11.
11 misses. As you ram the pike once again, he just easily dodges out of the way. Just completely, just sort of like darts to the right as you stab with it. And it just hits air.
And that's it. That's all I want to do.
Up next is the next one. The Spectral Blade once again turns towards you and goes for an attack. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Take 7 points of force damage as the sword just immediately slams into the side of your armor, right around your torso. Doesn't actually cut through, doesn't leave a cut, but the way it hits into you, the actual magic just almost knocks you off your feet for a second. It's very powerful. You feel your right knee actually buckle as it hits your left side. And then back to the cultist in front of you. He stops with his offhand. It's not holding the dagger. He puts his hand out, and a sort of like a yellow arcanish light fires out of it. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 10.
10. You feel your whole body tense up, your muscles no longer actually moving with what your brain's commanding, and you become paralyzed. Alright? And then with a secondary action, after he holds person on you with the same hand, he moves it over to him and a bluish light fires off of it. He touches his own body, and this very magical like shield comes around his body and protects him. And then it'll be back to you. Go ahead and make another wisdom save.
Okay. That's a 7.
7. You are still paralyzed.
So I can't do anything.
While you are paralyzed, I do believe you cannot. I'll double check what all you can and can't do is paralyzed. So your turn is missed. And then the second cultist, the Spectral Blade, comes down at you while you can't move. And that is only a 12 to hit. So even in your paralyzed state, it hits a part of your armor, but you don't feel any sort of shock come off of it. And then the one from behind, yeah, he actually is going to, with his offhand as well, touch his body, and a shield goes around him as well. The turn comes back around to the one in front of you, and you feel yourself become unparalyzed. Paralyzation completely goes away, and you feel yourself freed. You're no longer capacitated, and you're able to move and take any sort of reactions or actions that you can. He is then going to come at you with the dagger. First strike being a solid 6, so that's a miss.
Yep.
And then the second strike being a solid 14, so that's also a miss.
Yes.
So both times, as you come out of your unparalyzed state, you immediately pick your pike back up, and as he rushes towards you, you parry both of his attacks. The look in his eyes is very, very serious, as you guys come basically face to face as you parry off his dagger. You are up next.
Alright, so the flask that old guy gave me, what exactly does it do?
When you take a drink out of it, it gives you a +1 to your attack rolls for the duration of combat, for once per day.
Alright, can I use my bonus action to take a drink out of it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then...
You pull out the flask with your bonus action, you pop the cap off, and you chug it. You feel the warm mead come into your body. You feel stronger. You feel motivated.
Alright, put the flask away, and I just go to attack one more time with my pike. Straight for his head. 21.
21 hits. So go ahead now, you roll your damage, which is a d10 plus 5.
Alright. So that's 10 damage.
As you see with the pike, you go for the head, but he goes to parry it with his blade. As it moves down from the head, you still get it. It stabs directly into his torso. You feel some of the flesh rake off as you pull it around his side. There is quite a noticeable stab wound now. The gash is pretty serious, and he's bleeding.
Alrighty, and then that's the end of my turn.
Alright. Up next then is going to be the weapon once again comes flying at you. That is a 16 to hit, so just hits.
Just hits.
2 points of force damage.
Alright.
This episode is sponsored by Die Hard Dice.
We don't just die, we die hard.
Dice.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So up next now is going to be the cultist closest to you. With dagger in hand, he once again, somebody has pointed at you and starts sort of stepping around you in a very commanding stance. And he goes, "You are not in your place. Walk away now." And then he looks at you again. He goes, "Run." And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a hot 13.
13. As he speaks the word run into your mind, For a second, you feel obligated to flee, but your strength and your willpower brushes it off.
Then I stay.
And then he kind of shakes his head and goes, if only you listen, and goes for a dagger attack. That is a 10, so it misses. You just easily parry it off with actually the armor on your elbow. You kind of just knock it away with the dagger. And then as he backs up, that is going to open up an attack of opportunity for you. So go ahead and swing as he goes to try to exit your melee range.
All right, that's gonna be a the roll is 17. So does it?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. 8 damage.
As he goes to back up, you take your pike, and with its longer reach, you kind of just stretch on one of your knees and push forward. You feel it hit flesh as you rake it across his leg. And then up next will be you.
I'm just gonna take another stab at him. It's 13. I don't know if it.
13 misses.
Damn.
As you actually swing forward with it, and you feel dedicated with this strike, you know it's going to hit. As it does, he just waves his hand, and that sort of magical like barrier you saw earlier just immediately blocks the pike and knocks it away.
Is it out of my hand now?
No, it's still in your hand. It just knocks it away from him. It just kind of like pushes you and the pike, like your arms, in the opposite direction and away from him.
Okay.
It's still in your hands though. You still have a firm grasp on it. Cool.
And that ends my turn.
Up next then is going to be, once again, that spiritual blade comes flying at you. And that is going to also be a miss, I think. Yeah, that's a 11. So the blade, you easily, as it comes through, you parry that out of the way with the back of your pike as you're still recovering from the last attack. And then coming back around, it will be the cultist in front of you. He is going to rush forward. And with his offhand, he actually pulls the dagger away from your body, almost acting like he's going to attack with that. But as he does, his other hand glows his dark purple energy, and he goes to grasp you on the chest with it. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 14 points of necrotic damage.
What? Okay.
As the dark energy echoes off of your chest, and it burns.
Yeah, no, I'm
really bad.
I'm dead, boys. I'm dead.
Mountain
As
goes
the dark
down.
energy comes over you, first you feel the heat from the actual magical blast, and then you feel cold. You feel faint, and you collapse. Taxi? You make your way to the docks. You sprint there, and you are currently standing in front of the docks. You see some sailors bringing in ships, tying them to the posts of the docks. Some people trading commerce back and forth. People gossiping, talking, laughing, having a good time. But most of what you see are just dock hands busy at work.
How many ships?
There are 3 ships currently in dock.
Are there people like standing by the entrance to the ships, or?
Yeah, there are people. 2 of the ships people are moving cargo to and from the ships, and the third one, there's somebody standing right on the actual plank, and he has a piece of paper out, and he's currently writing notes on the paper.
There's 3 ships, and all 3 of them have that dude by the entrance.
No, 2 of them have people moving up and down the planks, transferring cargo, and 1 has a person standing on the plank, taking notes.
I'll walk to the guy that's taking notes.
As you approach, he looks up and goes, "Oh, a tabaxi in this area? That's quite strange. Can I help you with?"
Where are these ships going?
My ship? Or I'm not sure of the others.
Yours.
I'm currently heading my way out of port. We're going to be landing on the opposite side of Viecta. Quite actually the very eastern side of the continent, southeast.
What do you? Do you come back and forth often?
To here? Not very often. Many ships try to avoid this port nowadays. I'm only here because the king really needed these weapons. Not sure of what for, but he needed a trade of weapons, so we brought them here. He's paying more than usual, which honestly he usually has to. Most people avoid this squabble place at whatever cost. It takes gold to do convincing in this kind of business.
Right, would it take gold to get a ride?
A ride? Where are you trying to go?
I don't know. Just wondering, when do you plan to leave?
We're leaving as soon as we finish dropping this off, so probably 2 hours, I'd say.
Alright,
But why do you seem to be in a hurry? You should calm down for a second. What's your name?
it's Taxi.
Alright, Taxi. Why are you in such a hurry to get out of here?
Well, look at it. Same as any other person.
I don't believe you. You are panicked. I can see it in your eyes, Cat. Something is seriously bothering you. One thing I learned, and he puts one of his hands, the large thick leather glove, as it hits, actually kind of makes a sort of puff noise as some dust flies out of the bottom of it. Something I learned in my early days. Unless you're in combat, don't take initial thoughts. Right now the feelings you have may fade, and when you're on this ship weeks later still at sea, you're probably going to regret it.
What's your name?
Captain Ryan.
Captain Ryan, do you mind if I just sit on this dock here for a while? Hello?
Of course. And he actually like puts an arm around you and beckons you over to sit down on one of the nearby posts.
Thank you.
Do you need someone to talk to? I mean, we don't know each other, but I see in your eyes you're worried. I see something's happened.
No,
I've never been the kind of person to scurry off a good soul.
I don't know about good soul. I think right now I just like to think before you leave the docks.
Sure, take your time. And then he pats you on the back once more and he goes back to writing on the notes and so like peeking over the barrels and crates that are coming off the ship.
Is there an edge of the dock? Like, how long does the dock go?
The ones here are about 44 feet.
I'll walk to the very edge and I'll sit down and
okay.
Taxi I'll put my head down and my fists are clenched and I'm shaking with anger, fear, and worry.
Alright. Br'aad, Velrissa, you both are still standing over Sonnen's body. Hilltree with you. He's been very quiet the whole time. You can even see on the face of this goblin that he is sad. He is destroyed. He's just staring at Sonnen's lifeless body, speechless.
Br'aad, I'd do anything I could to bring your brother back. But there's nothing I can do.
And you're sure?
I have no reason to lie to you.
I've always just seen death, and I know you've worked with it a lot. This is if he's dead, is that it?
Unfortunately, death marks the end.
Insight check, I guess.
Go for it.
Because, I mean, Br'aad doesn't know this shit. Oh, hang on. 19 plus... minus 3, so 16.
Velrissa seems to be telling the truth to you. Telling her honesty.
Why here? In a sewer. Fuck.
Mountain. Your vision comes to. You see the cultist standing over you as you lie there. Next thing you know, you hear a voice shouting. Currently, the tinnitus in your ears, just double vision. You're so out of it and hardly conscious that you don't understand a word it says. But a figure runs towards you, and actually you see a fist land straight on the jaw of one of these cultists. He sits back a few feet and looks over at this character, and then they sort of move into a small tussle. He fights back and forth between the two of them to the best that he can. You see him sustain a lot of injuries, but he manages to run them off. And the last thing you feel is an arm come around you as you fade back into unconsciousness. Is there anything any other character wants to do right now?
I think my character's trying to comfort Br'aad, but knowing that he's pretty stubborn about it.
Do something.
Sonnen?
I'd like to
really
be dead,
rub
thank
that
you.
Sonnen? Sonnen,
Yes.
your eyes open.
Nani?
You feel very warm. As you look around, you're lying on your back. The field around you, the grass is very green. You can see flower petals dancing in the wind as you look around. The trees evergreen around you. As you sit up and you look around, you're in some sort of forest. It's beautiful here. The sun's shining, the entire aura, your vision feels yellow. You feel the warmth of the sun. Something you haven't felt very much in this cloudy area. The dwarf hardly sees a lot of sunlight. You look around, looking for any life or people, and in front of you, you see a fountain. Very beautiful stone fountain. Depictions of mermaids standing on top of it, this beautiful display as the water flows. You see a single bench sitting there facing towards you. And on the bench you see Catherine. Sitting there looking at you, smiling. Your heart, at first it aches. Then it feels happy. And then it doesn't know what to feel. You feel tore at the center. You don't know what's going on.
I'd like to go sit next to Catherine, I guess.
You stand up out of the grass, and you sit down on the bench next to Catherine. Her voice speaks out. As soon as it hits your ears, you feel soothed. You feel calm. You feel happy. I haven't seen you in quite some time, Sonnen. I've missed you.
And you, dear. He goes for a hug.
She returns the hug. A very strong, loving embrace. She feels so warm. Tears coming down your eyes for a second. She starts to cry a little bit as well. We can be together now.
Yes. But what about Br'aad? What about Taxi, Mountain, Vel? What about my friends? What are they to do?
I don't know. There's not much you can do now. You've lost your life.
Just didn't think it would be like this.
What do you really want, Sonnen Vengalo?
I don't know what I want. Just don't know. Kind of like it goes in deeper for the hug at that point.
She shares the embrace. Your friends still need you. Your brother still loves you. It's not your time.
But what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm dead, right?
Death is not permanent. It's only permanent for those who are ready for it. Your life is so far ahead of you. There's so much you need to accomplish. And at this moment, she looks over into the fountain. And then she puts her arm around you and she tries to help you up out of the bench and walk you over to the fountain.
I willingly go with her.
As she walks over, she leans over and just a singular finger touches the water of the fountain. And as it shimmers and ripples, a vision comes through. You see Br'aad and Velrissa both still over your dead body. You see yourself lying there, drenched in blood, lifeless, leaning against that market stall. Do you see your brother?
Yes. I never wanted to leave him like this.
He still needs you. And then she gets like very close to you and whispers in your ear. You can come back. You don't know it right now. And then she touches the fountain again, and the vision changes. You see Mountain, caked in blood, injured, fainted, being pushed along by this unfamiliar fellow. You see an elven man. The brown hair covers both sides of the face, and you see the very not well-kept stubble coming down the sides. A very serious, tall, brooding man. But he seems to be helping Mountain for some reason. And as he pulls them away, the vision sort of pans over, and you see across the way these two cultists, injured, running. And as they run, they pick up the corpse of the orc that you had just fought, that you didn't even know until now had passed, but you see his dying corpse there. They pick him up and they start to drag him down the rest of the runway, the opposite direction, deeper in. She looks from the fountain back to you and looks directly into your eyes. Those men are going to bring him back. There's something special about this orc. It's very easy for them to resurrect him. However, those cultists, they know how to bring back the dead. They could bring you back.
But what am I to do about this? How?
You, and she puts her hand against your cheek. You can't do nothing right now, Sonnen. But, and she once again touches the fountain, and you see Br'aad still sitting there on his knees, crying. Velrissa trying to comfort him. Your brother can. She looks back down the fountain. She goes, "Speak to him, Sonnen. Let him hear you."
Shit.
Oh my god!
Oh. Fuck, wait. Okay, fucking...
Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? That's all Sonnen says.
Just in the back of Brad's mind, just kept you waiting, huh? What the fuck? You look down into the fountain. You look down into it. You see against the shimmering water, you can just see Brad's crying face, staring down at you. You move closer. You can at this point, as you're leaning down, you feel your tears start to fall, and you see them drip into the fountain off your face. Seeing your brother again.
Br'aad?
Br'aad, as you're sitting there, you hear Sonnen's voice come into the back of your mind. His voice very soothing, very warm.
Sonnen? You were in me all along.
Haha, good one, Br'aad.
Am I just going crazy?
Wait, can he talk back to me? Like,
as he talks back, you can hear him through the fountain. Velrissa,
Okay.
you just see Br'aad just look up and say Sonnen. Say his name very questioningly.
I don't think you're going crazy, at least, you know, I just glad you're safe.
Yeah, where are you?
Yeah, I'm kind of dead.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's... But, apparently... Now, and hear me out here, this might sound a little wild, but Mountain got really fucked up by some cultist people. Yeah, no, it's not good. You guys should probably
Wait, so are you okay? I'm confused. You're
No.
there.
No, Br'aad, listen to me, man.
Okay.
I know it's hard to hear right now, but I'm dead as fuck. Listen, the cultists apparently they know how to bring people back to life. Catherine's here. She says it's not my time yet. I can still come back if we find out their secrets.
She goes, and then she leans forward, and now you hear a female voice come into the back of your mind as well, Br'aad. Even more soothing than Sonnen's. The voice is very calm, very kind, and just almost makes all your muscles in your body instantly tingle and feel relaxed. You only have 10 days, Br'aad. After 10 days, his body will become no more. At least to them, their powers. They can only bring back somebody who's only been gone for 10 days or less.
Fuck. Okay. How do I do it? Where do I go? What do I do?
Okay, listen. You have to find a way, by force, by persuasion, whatever you can, to get one of those cultists to bring back your brother. On top of that, though, they will need something. That orc, the one you just slain, they are going to bring him back. The problem with this, they can bring him back at no cost. It's a power he has. But for your brother, you're going to need one of two things. You either need some sort of diamond that's worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, or you need to get an item so rare or so sentimentally strong to your brother that it can breathe the life back into his lungs.
Could I throw our dad into the pot and trade him out?
I don't think that will be possible.
Oh.
We're not trading here. This isn't a life for a life. This is an opportunity. What you may be looking for may not even be here. The wharf doesn't have much to it. I know that all too well. But I believe in you, Br'aad. I believe in your name, Vengalore. You'll bring glory to that name, with or without your brother.
Thank you, mysterious woman. Can you put him back on?
So,
Patch me through.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. Are you gonna stay here in my head, or is this it for now?
Catherine,
we can visit
I
occasionally. This fountain's strength isn't something that can go permanently. We can come back and forth and check in, but for the most part I will keep him here for those 10 days. And he's either going to return to you, or he's going to have to pass.
Fuck that last one. But for now, joint custody sounds okay. Just hang in there, Silnan, okay?
Will do, Br'aad.
Remember, Br'aad, either a 500 gold pieces worth of diamonds, or something so sentimentally strong or rare that it will bring your brother back. I believe in you, and so does he. Good luck. Then the voices.
Damn.
As they're fading away, what are you gonna say? As they're fading away.
And Br'aad, I know I don't say it enough, but I love you.
Oh, fuck, I love you too.
And as he says, I love you, the final words of it get quieter and quieter. The I love you fades out of your mind. And you're left back with just your thoughts.
I love you too. I turn to Velrissa. I love you too.
I look at Br'aad this whole time that he was talking to the earth, just thinking. I was just thinking he's kind of crazy, you know, he's losing it. And I say, Br'aad.
I told you.
You told me.
See, he's a-okay. We just have 10 days.
I look at Sonnen's corpse. Br'aad, what do you mean he's okay?
He called me with a fountain from the other side. And
you don't know it was a fountain. You have no idea.
I don't. Okay, he ring ring. Hello, it's
Br'aad is literally batshit crazy.
Listen, I know I sound insane, but I swear, I heard him. I heard his voice in my brain.
This is gonna be quite the fucking trial for Br'aad.
This is gonna be such a fucking thing.
Oh my god.
So, Vel, you. Okay, I turned to the doctor. Thank you. You didn't? Okay, like, this is, I just feel like I should say thanks. He is dead. So, but like, gold star for effort. And then, I wanna pick up Silnen's hat. I wanna put it on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tip it to the doctor, and then I want to throw Silnen over my shoulder and say to Vel, okay, come on, let's go.
As you do this, I say, Br'aad, what is happening? What are you doing?
I don't know, but we don't have much time, so let's round up the gang.
What do we not have
let's
time
get 'em
for? What's happening?
We have 10. Hey, do you have any diamonds on you by any chance?
No, I don't.
Fuck. Okay, well then you gotta work with me here.
Okay, just
So
explain it from the start one more time.
So Silnen is alive, not fuck. Oh man, he's dead. But like,
yes.
I'm better now because it doesn't seem like it. Oh, this sounds like I'm just handling grief poorly. No, he talked to me. Oh man,
Denial.
He talked to me in my head. And oh no. Okay, Velrissa, listen, I know I've done some questionable things. The whole clown charade, I'll admit, that shit was pretty bad, but you have to believe me right now. This is real. This isn't me doing my shenanigans. This is for real, Br'aad. We can bring him back.
I inside check Br'aad. That is a 18.
18. Whether it happened or not, whether it was actually Sonnen speaking to him or just a figment of Br'aad's imagination, it happened. And he's fully dedicated to the fact that it's the truth and that he can bring Sonnen back.
So, well, alright, if he contacted you, although he's dead, what did he say?
He said, well, there was some gushy stuff, and then
besides that,
and then he put his girlfriend on, and she told me. Oh, so I guess kind of bad news implied there, but she told me that. Oh fuck. Oh shit, mountain, and I just start running towards the sewer entrance.
With his corpse still draped over your shoulder?
Oh shit, I turn back around. Oh man. Yup, and then I turn back around and start running towards the sewer again.